Abortion is not birth control. Okay? Let's say that again for the people in the back. Abortion is not birth control. If you don't want to have a baby, like she said, it's plenty of other birth control options. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm just another brown girl in America, and today we are going to hop right into this video because this is actually something that I have taken issue with for some time now, just as getting mature, growing up, watching what's going on around me, watching the black subculture because it's not our culture. And I ran across this video with a young lady that receiving some backlash. Apparently, you got a lot of black women mad up with her because she states that she's fed up with the baby mama culture. Now, for me, it is definitely an unhealthy culture, and I wish it wouldn't be. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at this video. I really just kind of want to talk about it. So let's watch the video, and then we'll see what's going on, and we talk about it after that. Without further ado, here we go.
I'm back. Yeah, I made a video about a week ago about how me as a young black American woman, how I am adamantly and vehemently against baby mama culture. And the responses that I got were just phenomenal. I really love to see like a lot of young black girls who are ridding themselves of that poisonous mindset that is not progressive for our community. And although most of my responses were on the positive side, there were some things that I did want to address pertaining to the negative comments. Let's get into that. Number one, let's just get this out the way. I am by no means against single mothers, okay? I myself was raised by a single mom, which is why I can speak to why I don't want that type of life for myself or for other young black girls, okay? My mom worked her off to take care of my sister and I. And even though she did a phenomenal job with doing that, it doesn't mean that she should have been able to do it alone. She should have had help.
You know what? She's absolutely right. It's not about if it could happen. Can you survive? Can your kids survive? Of course, most of them survive. They're not going to just fall out. It's not just about simply surviving. Bottom line, it's not the best way to raise kids. For decades now, you have millions that's been raised up under this system, and that's the broken system of single-parent homes led by women. Recently, this woman right here, she got backlash on her views on baby mama culture. We're gonna go ahead and get into it, but first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump back into it.
Okay, so that's number one.
Before she started back talking, right. It's not about whether we as women can do it or if, why should we have to? Why do you want to? If you end up in unfortunate circumstances and that does happen, why promote it like it is something good? You know, you should want that for the next generation because, truth be told, on average, if you're not listening to like influencers and stars, you know it's not easy. It's not easy with two people, especially in today's society. And I'm not just talking about financially. It is not easy mentally because it's not designed to do that. So you got 70% of black babies born into single parent households. Single parent households, that's not cool. Since 1991, the statistics has shot up. I was kind of taking a look into some culture. And I don't know, it's just me because I can remember the song by Jodeci, So You Have My Baby. And I also remember when they started handing condoms out, and there are statistics out that state that when sex education was being introduced into the schools, that was a direct correlation with the rise in teen pregnancies. Now, the reason I bring up Jodeci is because that song, when we're talking about social issues, culture, the music industry, and what they push, They came out with the song Forever My Lady in 1991. Not saying that's the reason, but I'm just trying to kind of get you to understand how all these things work together. That song started off, and for high school, as I can remember, and it would start off, "So Your Hand in My Baby," and it means so much to me. Nothing more precious than to raise a family. Now, people got caught up in it, and I mean teenagers. When I was in school, girls started getting pregnant. It was pregnant girls. At my school, they had a whole school dedicated just for girls who was pregnant to go there. Because, of course, the schools and the culture had started getting bad, so those fights, you never know. So it was a way to try to keep them safe. But I'm just saying, and then I'll show you the little stats on statistical, but I just kind of want to get that out there. I have been a single mother myself with my oldest, and it's not easy. So I get what she's saying. I don't like these things being promoted and glorified. That is the issue.
Number two, I do not place all accountability on the woman when it comes to raising children in fatherless homes. The men are responsible as well. However, ladies, if we're being honest, you don't have to agree with what I'm saying, but this is my opinion. More oftentimes than not, based off of observation from what I've seen, a lot of times these women who find themselves in single mother situations, they didn't have these kids because they truly wanted to be mothers. They had those kids thinking that it was going to keep the man.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie? I know she's not lying because I grew up around a lot of these women. They had these kids thinking it's gonna keep him around. Baby, I'm telling you, it's a no. It does not work like that. That is not how a child should be brought up, or they get them so they can get the check. Because you get benefits, they want to get food stamps, they want to get welfare checks, and all these other type of perks, especially Section 8. That's usually a generational thing. If you look at it, it's not a lie.
Yeah, that's the reason for some of them. Another reason is for some sort of benefit, whether it's from the government, whether it's for benefits and resources from the man himself, all kinds of selfish reasons. And when you really take a deep dive and examine those reasons, most of them have little or nothing to do with the kids at all.
But y'all are not ready for that conversation, and it's okay. But I said what I said, and I'm not taking it back. Secondly, when you say, oh, sometimes things just happen, everything isn't as it seems, sometimes you just get pregnant. I'm not buying that BS as well. Do you know how many types of birth control there is? Okay? There's other sorts of contraceptives as far as what the man may take. And even if you were to get pregnant, us as women, we have the final decision on whether or not we want to continue the pregnancy.
Now, hold on. Now, I'm going to have to push back on that, and that's because this is a responsibility on everybody. And if you just don't fall, you just don't fall and get pregnant. You get pregnant. Also, she's saying that it was the woman's choice and her responsibility if she wants to continue with that pregnancy. And I just do not want to condone or push that because abortion is not birth control. Okay? Let's say that again for the people in the back. Abortion is not birth control. If you don't want to have a baby, like she said, it's plenty of other birth control options out there. But taking another life isn't one of them. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. Not to mention, I personally feel that it is not just her choice when you have a baby involved with someone else because it is half your baby and half his baby.
And you know what? That's one excuse that I'm just so sick of black people using. Talking about things just happen. Things don't just happen. You make it happen. And this is one of the biggest reasons why the community is in the hole right now. Nobody wants to take accountability at all. Everything just happens to them as if it's just pools of sperm all over the floor and black women just slip and land on it and end up pregnant. That's not how this works. And you have so-called grown adults still going around using this stupid excuse.
accountability is what I'm just saying. I'm not that type of TikToker where I'm going to put everything on the man. I'm not. Us as women, we have to take control of our narrative and our reality as well. And that is who my TikToks are for.
This sister is absolutely right. Everybody's going to have to take accountability, but for some reason, Black women seem to be allergic to it. So you always see them backing each other up in their own failures, and then you have these simps that's also backing them up in their nonsense. It's all really a shame.
And lastly, the final thing that I wanted to address was the comment that just irked me the most. Well, married women can be single mothers as well.
And you know, it's funny because I can tell from the look on her face that she's just sick of the plain ignorance. This happens all the time in the Black community, especially amongst the women. Constantly trying to devalue married women, marriage, and commitment while uplifting single motherhood and baby mama culture.
If you actually took the time to watch the video, you would have been able to understand the fact that I was trying to say, as young Black girls, we're not even making it down the aisle because only 1 out of 4 of us are only to get married.
Talk about it. Because at the same time, you're promoting the baby mama culture. You're not even going down the aisle. And I don't even try to go there and sit there and tell me that a woman do not want to get married, have that experience, go down the aisle. If they say that they just, and you might have a few, mostly not. They're fibbing. They're fibbing. They are fibbing. It stems from something else. It stems from being hurt about something or low self-esteem. Maybe they didn't get picked a lot of times. Maybe guys, I don't know. But most women, they want that connection. And the way this culture is going right now, especially in the Black community, all the girls' minds is gonna be messed up, and the boys, with this music pushing out whole culture. Let's talk about that 304s. That creates the baby mama culture. They glorify it. They love it. And guess what? We started it. We didn't make it no better, but I'll talk about that in another video. We have failed these babies, and I'm gonna say it. Nobody said it. I ain't heard nobody say it. Somebody may have said it. I'm gonna say it. We, my generation, I'm 45 and 46. We have failed them. We let this go. They tried to tell us when it started, and they was crying out not to let this be played or not to say this, and then they threw on the parental advisories. I remember all that. It was all in the early 90s. They did all that. We didn't listen. And then we said we ain't gonna do our kids like that. But then here, but still, even then, it wasn't like culture, rap culture. It was telling a story. But this is more promoting drug addiction, prostitution, degeneracy, and often people. So,
Final point. If you are not married, you have no business having kids. Argue with your mama.
I agree with that statement 100%. That's another thing I hear all the time for women, and believe it or not, a lot of men as well. They love to say marriage isn't for everybody. Exactly. And having kids isn't for everybody either, especially if you're not married. A kid should be made by a husband and a wife. If you're not husband and wife, then you're unqualified. Just because you have organs and you can reproduce doesn't mean that you're qualified to do so. A lot of people, they're going around duplicating their genes, duplicating bad habits, duplicating bad genes, duplicating bad character, duplicating bad morals, or the lack of morals. I'm sorry, society is not going to miss whatever you're going to create. We don't need more of y'all to reproduce nothing. All you're doing is causing more problems and bringing up more bad people into the community that the sensible, responsible adults have to take care of. You're not helping. So I promise the world is not going to stop because you can't reproduce because you don't want to be married. You don't want to be married, don't have kids.
The fourth comment that really got on my nerves is when some of the comments were like, "You're a hypocrite. You don't even have kids." Okay. If I were to call you stupid, I would be mean. But in order for me to be a hypocrite, I would have to be preaching against something that I'm actively doing. I don't have children. I don't have multiple kids out of wedlock. So that doesn't make me a hypocrite because I'm not doing what I say that I'm against. The fifth thing that got on my nerves, this isn't a Black woman issue. Any woman can be a single mother.
And yes, that's true. Single mothers and baby mamas are present within every culture, every ethnicity. But the Black community is the only community that would not only condone it, but they actually praise single motherhood.
And that's the point. Praise it. Like I said, 70%. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me show y'all something. So 70% of Black babies are born. Now let's look at this. We talked about 1991, around 1990, 91, 92. This data comes from 90. We had 3,400% number of Black families in the thousands. 3,400. Number of babies born to single mother households. 3,400. Well, that's a little bit over 3,400. I'm sorry, but 3,430. You go up to population 3,600, 35 right over up in here. 3,582 of them were born to a single mother. It just goes up and up. That's when else came out. The culture started changing. The music started changing. Forever My Lady, 91. So, I'm just saying, you got to think. But this goes up, and then it goes up. We got us a drop. But the point is, if you look at what the population is, if it's 4,000 of us and 3,947 of us are born to single mothers, which in turn, which it is proven that most children, this is Black or white, if you're born into a single parent household without a father, the mother is more likely to be poor or poorer. And even if she's not, she's working her butt off. So she either is neglect from somewhere, it's not, she can't be there like she needs to be because she's working so hard or going to school or doing this and doing that. It's just not a healthy situation. We got to come out of this. And then you have a bunch of mothers raising the neighborhoods. You got women I know that will not let their kids see their dad. It ain't for no good apparent reason. They just don't like him. Or he with somebody else. But you can avoid all that if we promote, when we realize our mistakes, take accountability, and promote what we know is right. That's all I'm saying. Let's finish listening to this.
Naomi Osaka, for instance. Now, before she wasn't Black enough, but now that she's a baby mama, you better believe that everyone in the Black community will accept her. Now, send her back to Japan and see how they deal with her.
And lastly, for the people who like to come into my comments and irritate me and say, well, marriage isn't for everybody, I swear to God. Whew, Jesus. If you are a Black person saying stuff like this, please block me, unfollow me. You are not welcomed on my page, disrespectfully. I do not want you here. As Black people, we're not even in the predicament to even be saying things like that. We need to be promoting conversation when we are unified, not promoting single parent, fatherless homes. All right?
Yeah, I definitely approve that message. If you're not qualified for marriage, you're not qualified for parenthood. A baby is to be pushed out by a wife and born to its father, which is their mother's husband. End of story. And it's a shame that single parenthood has been normalized this much. The fact that you have to tell grown people common sense stuff. I don't know who told you that everybody was qualified to be a parent. Just as I believe that everyone is not qualified to be a wife or a husband, everyone is also not qualified to be a parent. If we can get this simple practice together, I think overall we will have a better community. And as a group, we can see some real progress like other groups. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Why is it so hard for people to understand this? Shout out to all the supporters of the channel, including Smoke Jensen, Judas Lion, Dark Power, and James W. I appreciate all of you for your support. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.
Yeah, so don't forget, yeah, go check out Pink Book Lessons. That was a nice video. I'll leave the link to her page in the description. But yeah, I approve that message. Also, um, we really got to get a handle on this, guys. Our babies are in danger. Our actual culture is in danger. We have beautiful music, beautiful talent, beautiful everything. And somehow we have let the elites, these white liberals, and these politicians um, marionette us. We have been a social experiment. And now it's getting pushed out to all Americans. I'm telling you. So let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's talk about it in the comment section, respectfully, please. But yeah, we need to get into it. So let me know. Thank you for visiting Just a Brown Girl in America. I will see you soon.